All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. We will start with citizens' input on agenda items. And I know a lot of folks are probably here to discuss one of the items that's on the agenda. It's under item 16, which is the change in the departments. Mr. Durrell, I spoke to you a little before the meeting. I thought it would be appropriate if we wanted to just have some discussion on that first. I know you wanted to say a few things and present to the board. I think I had indicated to you as well. Just something I'd like to say up front is that the information that you were given, that apparently other employees were given, that there was some effort afoot by Commissioner Chickatano and myself to outsource children and youth is entirely false. It was a lie that was put out there. I have my suspicions as to why, but the reasons why don't really matter so much as what matters is the effect, obviously, that has on employees. I think it's unacceptable that information was put out there that way. There was no basis for it. And one of the things that we are trying to do, and in some of the moves that we've made in terms of who we have hired as administrator, is to address a lot of the issues that we have in that department. And I don't want to suggest that those issues are of the department's making or of any of the employees' making. We're in a very challenging time for our children and youth department, a lot of external factors that we need to address, and it is very hard to address them when we have information going out there that has our employees going home thinking they're going to lose their jobs, not knowing if they're going to have employment, and that sort of thing. So I was not happy at all when I first heard the rumor, which was I guess it was the week before last, actually, when it was stated to an employee who told me that Commissioner Best had stated it to them. And then I received a phone call from you, I think, and you and I spoke. It was late Tuesday afternoon, as I recall, on the 25th, which was after we had had a staff meeting. And you also indicated that you had received a call from Commissioner Best indicating that this was in fact the case. That there was this effort afoot to do this, and I think that there was another issue regarding a consultant that we were bringing in to do a review of certain aspects of the department. Again, I told you at that time, you and I have dealt with each other to some degree over the last 4 years. You can stop me if I say anything you find to be incorrect, but I don't think I've ever given you any reason to doubt my sincerity or my word over those 4 years. I've always said did what I said I would do, and I think we've enjoyed a relationship of mutual respect. So, again, I have the same concerns about that you do. We cannot face the issues that we have and address the issues that we have facing us as a county or that department when people are led to believe things like that. It creates turmoil in their lives. It makes them not as productive, because who wants to come in every day to work in a place where they feel they're being disrespected or unwanted, or that we're going to get rid of their jobs. This isn't the first time that there are things coming back to us regarding that department in terms of rumors going around like that, but this one was in particular, in my mind, egregious, because I can only imagine the people in that department going home and talking to their spouses, about the fact that, gee, I don't know if I'm going to have a job. Well, we're going to lose our best people, if they think that they don't have employment. I am here to tell you publicly that was never a thought or consideration by me. There was never any conversation between myself and Mr. Chickatano regarding it, because, again, it wasn't even a thought. I think I said to you on the phone, I'm not even sure if we could legally do that, even if we wanted to, and I don't intend to find out because it's not something I'm looking to do. you had, sought some assurances to that effect, and certainly over time, if there are things that need to be done in this department or any department, if it's typically that would be in response to maybe financial pressures that we have from the state, because we get a lot of unfunded mandates, things like that. And as I said to you, can I guarantee you that we wouldn't at some point need to look at information as to outsourcing of aspects of things that we do as a county. And again, I'm not talking about this department specifically. There may be times, and I think as an elected official, you have to be willing to hear all the information from both sides of something, but that's not something that we have ever been approached about. It's not something that we are thinking about, and to the extent that we ever had anything that even approached anything like that, certainly we would be on the phone to you at the union to first talk about what our situation is and what we feel what we need to do mutually to rectify whatever that situation is. So with that being said, and I'll give Commissioner Chickatano an opportunity as well if he wants to state his position on it, and the fact that again it was never a topic of conversation at all, or a thought in my mind. He can speak to his mind.
Going just to deal with Northwestern Academy was mentioned in this process. I did most of the negotiating for that property, and at no time did anyone ever discuss anything with Northwestern about taking over any agency, ever when we were talking about anything. The only time we even ever met with Northwestern was to deal with, and this was when the project was already purchased, and we've met with many other organizations about maybe doing something up at Northwestern in one of the buildings to deal with corrections. We have never talked with them about anything taking over any agency, and I am 1,000% guarantee that I've never done anything to talk about any agency being taken over by a private organization or anything like that.
And I don't know if you have, certainly if you have something you'd like to say. I think we may have your microphone over here because our controller needs it. His is out.
I'm pretty loud. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Everybody hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'm a pretty loud guy. So listen, this is what I want to say to the commissioners. I appreciate everything that you've all done. And I certainly appreciate that anytime anything dealing with the employees of Northumberland County, when it becomes an issue, that any of you would contact me and give me a heads up and say, hey, look, this is what I think is happening. Maybe we should take a look at this. And I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to for us is these members here, these employees of Northumberland County, they protect Pennsylvania's most vulnerable citizens, the children. And to me, that is something that should not be farmed out to a private entity. That is something that I believe that the government should take charge of to protect our children. And I appreciate both of you speaking today and reassuring these individuals that there is no intent to privatize their jobs, because at the end of the day, it is very hard to come into work every day wondering, am I going to have a job tomorrow? So I appreciate everything that you guys have done, and I definitely appreciate you going on the record and saying that there is no intent to privatize that agency. Thank you.
And just one other thing, and I know you had forwarded this to me. There was a presentation from NHS, which otherwise known Northwestern, that was sent to you by
Correct.
Ms. Best as proof of the fact that we were looking to outsource this. And again, I have a copy of it here. It's the copy of the presentation when they came in, just as I think 3 or 4 other providers of services came in to talk to us about services they can provide on corrections. And if you, well, you've gone through it, you've looked at it doesn't speak at all about any kind of services that would relate to children and youth. And in fact, I thought it was ironic, the document itself gives a list of the services offered by NHS, and there isn't anything related to children and youth among them. So
right. So you're absolutely correct in that, Commissioner. And I would just say this, in all fairness to Commissioner Best. I believe that she saw something that she thought needed to be looked at. She provided some information to have that looked at, but at the end of the day, as we've talked, it turns out that the intentions were good, but obviously that's not the case. So my hope is that we can now move forward with this. Again, both of you have been very generous by going on the record and saying that that's not going to happen. So I can go back and put the minds of the employees at ease over that, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
The one thing I would note is, and I only noticed this right before we came in the meeting because I printed a copy of this off in case anybody in the media wanted to see it and see what the presentation actually said. But when you forwarded it to me, it includes the email string of the forwards to you prior to that. And I would note that Ms. Best sent this to you on October 25th at 9:55 a.m. That was 5 minutes before our monthly staff meeting that we have on the calendar to discuss issues like this prior to the meetings, which she said she could not attend because she was busy working, and now we see what she was busy working at. I found it a little humorous as well that her husband, Tim Bowers, had forwarded it to her just about 15 minutes before that as well. So I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one who's having to waste time on these types of issues when they get brought up. So, is there any other public comment on that issue? And if not, we can have it on other issues that people are here about. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Drell, and thank you to the employees coming over here. Do any of you have any questions for us at all? Okay. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to move forward in the department. We now have a new administrator. I know there was a lot of again, I don't even know quite how to describe it surrounding that process, but I think that we have a good selection here. I've talked to Katrina Gownley. She's excited about the department and addressing the issues that we have, and addressing the issues that are being presented to that department. So again, my hope in switching this around was, one, to address some potential for conflicts that were there, but also because I feel that these types of things, this is a pattern of things that are coming up, and it's distracting everybody in that department from what they need to be, getting done and serving the children in this county, and growing as individuals as well who are working in this county, growing professionally. So yeah, that's the kind of atmosphere we want to create, and I think that if we make these moves, it will help us go a long way to doing that. So, any other further public comment? Mary Rose, I don't know if you want to go through the rest of the agenda, please.
A motion is needed to approve and dispense with the reading of the Commissioners' public meeting minutes of Tuesday, October 4th, 2016, and Wednesday, October 12th, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuels payrolls as submitted by the Human Resource Office for payroll number 20 in the amount of $650,980.68, and payroll number 21 in the amount of $652,904.22.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to pay all county and liquid fuel bills as submitted by the county controller in the amount of $5,102,409.55 from October 1st, 2016 to October 28th, 2016.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Announcement. Work session will be held on Tuesday, November 15th, 2016, beginning at 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. The next regular public meetings will be held on Tuesday, December 6th, 2016, and Tuesday, December 27th, 2016, at 1 p.m. at the Administration Center at 399 Stadium Drive, Sunbury, Pennsylvania. The Northumberland County Courthouse, Administration Center, and related county facilities will close on the following dates: Tuesday, November 8th, in observance of the Election Day holiday; Friday, November 11th, in observance of Veterans Day holiday; and Thursday, November 24th, and Friday, November 25th, in observance of the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Correspondence. An independent auditor's report on behalf of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of the Auditor General for the Northumberland County's Treasurer's Office for the period of August 1st, 2010 to June 30th, 2015, hunting license, and August 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2014, fishing and dog license. A motion is needed for the Commissioners to sign the state tax equalization voucher form for transfers of real estate for the month of September 2016 as submitted by the Assessment Office.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Or,
Aye.
I'm sorry, on the question. Okay. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
And motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the employee status sheet list of new hires, individuals no longer employed, promotions, demotions, and transfers as items number 1 through 9.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Now we recognize the Controller for report on bid openings for cleaning services for the Administration Center, Courthouse, Career Center, and Human Services Complex, Buildings A, B, and C, which were opened on Tuesday, October 25th at 10:30 a.m. in the Administration Center.
Northumberland County received RFPs from 2 vendors for cleaning services at the prior mentioned buildings. One from Service Master Clean of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The second from Suncom Industries of Northumberland, PA. That's it.
Okay. A motion is needed to award the RFP to Service Master Commercial Services for cleaning services at the Administration Center, Courthouse, and Career Center.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to award the RFP to Suncom Industries Incorporated for cleaning services at the Human Services Complex, Buildings A, B, and C.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing the Commissioners to sign Amendment Number 2 to the project modification request from the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the Victim Witness Services Program subgrant number 2015-VS-ST-25555 for project period January 1st, 2015, December 31st, 2016, as submitted by the Northumberland County District Attorney.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to approve the following reports as listed on your agenda.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. On the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed to change the Commissioners' Department assignments to reassign the Children and Youth Department, Area Agency on Aging Department, and Conflicts Council to Chairman Schock and reassign the Northumberland County Airport to Commissioner Best.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
And I'll second. On the question.
Frank, should this be in separate motions because there's so many of them and maybe one you'd like to either comment or vote differently from another?
I mean, you can make it all in one motion. I don't see a reason why you can't. Want to break it up and ask that do it one at a time. I don't see if there's any issue.
When we've, well, yeah, I mean, when we've done it before, we actually approved a list before, so it's just approving, again, a blanket change to the list.
But if there's a reason that you'd like to vote for some but not others, then
But I'm fine. However people want to proceed is fine with me.
so is that what we'd like to do?
Well, in other
Ken,
words,
I don't know, do you want each one split out separately? Is that,
in other words, and however it needs framed, I'm not going to turn away another department such as the airport. So I would not vote no on that. I would accept
Right.
that responsibility.
Okay,
But it's all in one.
okay.
okay. We can take them each separately if we want to. Here, I'll just read. Motion needed to reassign the Children and Youth Department from Commissioner Best to Chairman Schott. So I'll read that as a motion. So that is the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion made and second on the question. Okay, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay, and motion carries. The next one, a motion, I will make a motion to reassign the Area Agency on Aging from Commissioner Chickatano to Chairman Schock. So that's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. On the question. The only thing I'd like to mention on that, and as I mentioned, the press releases, in talking to other counties where they congregate all of the human services into one commissioner, it just seems to work a little better. We're trying to do shared services. It's in line with what we're doing in terms of systems of care as well. So that was, I don't want to insinuate in any way that Commissioner Chickatano was not doing an excellent job with area aging.
I'd like to make a statement to it. I'm reluctant to give up area aging, and Karen and Mike know that. I mean, maybe because I'm old, but I have a soft spot for old people. And in fact, yesterday, I sent Karen, or I had one of our secretaries send Karen a nice little thing I found on old people as they get old, and to remember old people not for what they look like when they're 90, but to remember them when they're growing up and they're children, a child in kindergarten, and they're prom queen and a cheerleader, and they're getting married and have kids, and remember these people had a life. And it's Karen knows, I think I cried when I seen it, she cried, and I told her every once in a while to show her employees that when you're caring for these people, it's not a 93-year-old person, year-old person who has a hard time taking care of herself or him. It's someone who had a pretty good life and contributed a lot to life. And I'll still help with the old people like myself. Okay, I am a senior citizen, and but like I said, I'm reluctant to do it. But if it's for the betterment of working the three agencies together and the betterment of the county, I'm fine with doing it. But don't be surprised if you see me at some of the senior citizen events. Okay. All right. Thanks.
I'd like to add that I don't want you to give it up. I think there could not be a more perfect person for that agency. And I also believe that sharing the human services is the core of what we do. And if that was thrown in there just to make it look more fair, I don't want you to lose that agency. And I believe that the agency should be shared among commissioners. And I should point out that this is in title. A commissioner cannot make a decision without the majority and a vote in front of the public that we serve. I'm voting no on this because I know that the senior citizens have identified with Commissioner Chickatano. They know that he's there. I don't think there's a meal he's missed. And they love him. And I think that I don't agree.
Okay, is there anything further on the question? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
Okay, motion carries. And then the last one would be I'm sorry.
Would be conflicts counsel.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, okay. A motion need to change the Conflicts Council, oversight of the Conflicts Council office from Commissioner Best to Chairman Schock. And that's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made second on the question. Okay, all in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed.
One opposed. Motion carries. The last one, a motion is needed to change the department assignments to reassign the Northumberland County Airport Authority from Commissioner Schock to Commissioner Best. And that's in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. On the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed authorizing Concord Public Finance and Eckerd Siemens to explore the possibility and to seek proposals for county borrowing via Tax and Revenue Anticipation Note, TRAN, for 2017.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed to approve the leasing of a CopyStar Ecosystem FS-6525 MFP color copier at a cost of $74.69 per month for 60 months from CSP Office Equipment on behalf of the Conflicts Council Department.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion is needed authorizing the Tax Claim Bureau to conduct a private sale of real estate located at 50 Sheridan Street, Cole Township, to be sold to Outlaw Properties LLC for $1,619, contingent upon approval of taxing bodies wherein the property is located.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. For any of you following along on your agendas, the buyer is different than what you have on those. There was a gentleman's name mentioned. As I was reviewing it just before the meeting, I noticed that, and because we had received some other documentation that didn't line up with it, but our understanding is that it is Outlaw Properties LLC is the name of the actual entity that placed the bid. So putting aside for a moment the just, I guess, potential issues with something called Outlaw Properties, and assuming it's all above board, we'll present it this way. So is there anything further on the question? Okay, all in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion is needed authorizing travel requests and attendance at the following workshops, seminars, as in accordance with the county's Personnel Manual Travel Reimbursement Policy, as listed on your agenda.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The solicitor's report.
Motion to adopt resolution R-106-16, renewal of service agreement between the Board of Commissioners and Zucker for annual maintenance and support of the 911 Center Computer-Aided Dispatch System, CAD, and the integrated mapping software on behalf of public safety. Is there ratification?
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-107-16, snow removal agreements between the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Northumberland County Engineer and the boroughs of Milton and Mount Carmel, and the Independence Fire Company for removal of snow from county bridges located in the borough of Milton, borough of Mount Carmel, and the city of Shamokin.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-108-16, project agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Lightspeed Technologies, Inc. for courtroom video conferencing on behalf of the Department of Information Services. This is a ratification.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-109-16, resolution of the Northumberland County Board of Commissioners confirming the appointment of Don Alexander, Director of Planning and Economic Development, as a voting member of the CEDACOG Metropolitan Planning Organization, MPO.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-110-16, service agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Service Master Commercial Services for cleaning services at the Administration Center, Courthouse, and Career and Arts Center.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-111-16, service agreement between the Northumberland County Commissioners and Suncom Industries, Inc. for cleaning services at the Human Service Complex buildings A, B, and C.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Motion made and seconded on the question. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt resolution R-112-16, subgrantee agreement between the Commissioners of Northumberland County and Mount Carmel Borough on behalf of the Department of Community and Economic Development for reconstruction of the Shamokin Creek Channel with funding in the amount of $79,249.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same, motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-113-16, SmartNet Renewal Sales Agreement between the County of Northumberland and Lightspeed Technologies for computer equipment as submitted by the Department of Information Services.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-114-16, Commissioner's Budget Amendment as listed.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion, and the motion carries.
Motion to adopt Resolution R-115-16, Agreements, Amendments, Revisions, Grants, Leases, and Reports between the Northumberland County Commissioners on behalf of the Human, Senior, and Social Services and the named service providers as listed, numbers 1 through 11. The above agreements, amendments, revisions, grants, leases, and reports are not with county employees, nor does their organizational contract list county employees as the principal in their corporation or on their board of directors.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second on the question. All in favor state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any old business?
Hey, Rick, just want to go back to
I'm sorry.
correspondence number 8 about my audit.
Which one? The
Number 8,
number 8.
it went from August 2010 to December 2015.
Okay.
We're-
That's for the fishing and dog license. Okay. Can we'll just note that, have that reflected? Or do we say it, or Frank, or do we need to take another
There's no
motion?
voting on it, it's just
No,
acknowledgement of
that's right, this
correspondence.
wasn't a voting item, so, okay.
And there were,
And there
just
was-
like to note, there was no exceptions over the 6 years either. So
Okay.
the findings they balanced every year.
Okay, thank you. And actually, I know I've run into people from out of county that say that they buy their hunting licenses from here. Is it either Doe license or something else? Because you guys do such a good job and you turn it around. And apparently down, I think they were from Lancaster County, they have to wait and wait, so that was good to hear. Is there, being no old business, is there any new business?
I don't know if this is new business.
Okay.
I just would like to address something, and I talked to Dale when I came in, just something that was in the paper before Justin went away on his vacation, about communicating with the city council here. I have been in touch with city council continuously since I got into office, but I'm glad Dale came today, because Dale mentioned that maybe the people that I'm being in touch with aren't relaying everything to the other 5 council people. So I think Jen sort of corrected that on the radio and with the report on the radio, but the misconception that there's no communication between city council and Sunbury and the commissioners is not true. I've been in touch with them every time, and we're talking about the old prison, every time we had tours, every time we took somebody in, every time someone was interested. In fact, the person I was communicating with, I would say is a friend of mine, and I assumed that was being passed on to everybody, and I appreciate Dale coming in today and letting me know that it wasn't, and from now on, I will make sure I communicate, Dale, like I said, with a couple of you, so that those things, but I don't want anybody to get the misconception that we are not on good terms with this council in Sunbury, because I think we are with all of them, and that's just something I want to bring to light.
Any other new business? Any further public input? Okay, well, thank you, and I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thanks for coming.